Creative Arts and Youth Director of the King Center. I want to talk to you from the position of being appointed as the founding dean of Yolanda Denise King's Urban Success University, approved by Coretta Scott King, Cynthia Dolores Nottage Tucker, Edith Scott Bagley, and chosen by Yolanda Denise King after I was sent by amazing Grace Banks Sullivan. Since William Herbert Gray and Joseph Lawrence Roberts have ascended, I'm now in my second decade as chairman. Now, because I'm so committed to the kingdom and God's children, there's a lot of people who misunderstand USU's position. And so I want to make sure you understand what our founder, Yolanda Denise King, envisioned for this institution. Because we all know, that education of our children is so much more than sitting in a classroom reading about places you never expect to go. Some suburban kids, Atlanta, the kids above the rent line, they come from homes where people provide them with all the experiences they need in order to feel like the world is within their reach. However, some of my kids, because we not dividing kids. These my kids, them those kids, them no. They're God's kids. They're not the problem. They're the signal. And some of them come from homes where people provide them all the experiences they need to feel like the world is within their reach. But other kids in the Carver Community Cluster in the Old Fourth Ward, along Campbellton Road, in Finch Elementary, and Sylvan Elementary, at Carver High School, they got the same talent and prophetic potential to conquer the world. But their reality is oftentimes stifled due to the harshness of their realities and innumerable challenges that they have to face. We believe at Urban Success University, Yolanda believe, Coretta Scott King believe, Edith Scott Bagley believe, Andrea Dash Gray believe, Rosa Louise Macaulay Parks believe, Evangelist Winifred Morris believed, Amelia Isadora Platts Boynton Robinson believed, Evangelist Winifred Morris believed that our youth can better meet the challenges they face using the principles of personal development. I don't know, enhancing skills like goal setting, goal achievement, dream building, self-motivation, building their sense of self-efficacy, their belief in themselves, and time management, because they all contribute to creating a high self-esteem and sense of purpose. Urban Success University was founded to provide urban teenagers with quality education in the areas of personal development, leadership, entrepreneurship, through practical application as opposed to theoretic lecture. Most importantly, I believe that establishing a partnership with Urban Success University enables schools, churches, and other youth service organizations the additional resources they need to combat the let me walk through them. To combat the rising suicide rate we have from 13 to 33, to deal with the alarming rate of high school dropouts, to deal with our children feeling like nobody really cares. We want to give you resources to deal with that because we've been effectively dealing with it. Let me see. For the past 32 years of my life, I didn't go to school in order to get a degree and get paid to run this youth organization. I'm a product of it. So you can, in essence, say that our programs, where the Women Reach the Road, motivates, provoke motive for action for our students to be invested in determining their life's purpose. And that investment in our future has proven to be exactly what they need to overcome adversity and make the decision to stay in school, make the decision to pursue their goals, dreams, and aspirations, make the decision to press on and press through whatever circumstance and situation they're encountering in order to fulfill the assignment that God has placed on their lives. Our goal at USU, my goal as dean and chairman, is to meet our students where they are, connect with them on a personal, relational level, and assist them in their journey, their process. Don't rush it, trust it. From the youth of today to the achievers and leaders of tomorrow. You know, I'm big on being a father to the fatherless. Our objective is simple. It's not to compete with any existing program, but to complement and enhance existing programs. We do this by providing the life skills, character building message of the Urban Success University brand via, folks that care to youth in elementary, middle, and high schools. And we deliver it by people the students can relate to in a way and language they can understand and practically apply. And USU has been specifically designed to create and encourage positive communication and dialogue, intergenerational conversation that positions us to revamp, revitalize, and rebuild our beloved business and intergenerational kingdom community. We encourage conversation from the students to teachers, program partners like you, families providing a unique and valuable experience, because as Edith Scott Bagley taught us, experiences shape people. And if the only experience we give our children is that of their neighborhoods, which are impoverished, which are starving them, which are violence ridden, then their frame of reference will be limited. With small dreams come small realities. Don't just take my word for it. Go to Urban Success University, click around, check out the site. The students are building the CarverClusterCommunity.com site. Have a bunch of different tabs for you. I'm big on our teen young adult entrepreneurial program we run every summer. From 2007 to 2015, God allowed me to work with 403 churches in order to stimulate spending amongst their congregation and immediate surrounding community. We did that by assisting them with creating paper church business directories. 403 registered 48,000 Christian business and community businesses in that process. In Georgia, I did 46 of them. Registered 8,200 folk. There was like 500 folk that registered at New Birth Baptist Church, about 500 folk that registered at Elizabeth Baptist Church, about 400 folk that registered at House of Hope, about 300 folk at Impact. And during COVID, when business went from brick and mortar to click and order, 80% of those business and entrepreneurial ministries died, not because the pastor wasn't pastoring, not because the prayer warriors weren't praying, but see, the women get together because they women. The men get together because they men. The kids get together because we told to. The entrepreneurs, they're only getting together because there's some value. And so when they were in turmoil, there was no help coming from the church. They didn't have the systems, the strategies, the technologies, and the infrastructure needed for our people to succeed. One of the reasons why Leon Howard Sullivan, William Herbert Gray III, Joseph Lawrence Roberts walked me into 3340 Peachtree, Tower 1, Buckhead, Atlanta. I got two cities, just like Daddy King and William Herbert Gray Jr. All right, it don't change. Same assignment. And placed me behind the curtain of Go Small Biz with Fran Tarkenton. That is, ladies and gentlemen, the largest collective body of micro entrepreneurs in North America. When I started, there were 3,000 members. They now fly the flag of over 60,000 members with no annual contract. You don't understand how frugal entrepreneurs are, how much value you have to provide them. And so, in order to go from 3 to 60,000 over the course of 2 decades, there were literally over 480,000 small businesses that came across my desk. You take the 480,000 small businesses that came across my desk during those 2 decades professionally, and the 48,000 during this Kingdom Business Outreach, there's over 520,000 small businesses that come across my desk. If you're at the Solution Solving Center, over 520,000 entrepreneurs, you learn a little bit about what they need to succeed, a little bit about what they need to not just stay alive, but to really thrive out here in these entrepreneurial, AI-powered, generative engine optimized streets. You ain't heard that term, GEO. See, we're out of the realm of SEO, where you get them little blue links and you rank. We're now into the realm of GEO. You know, it's not about ranking. When you're looking for something now, Claude, Perplexity, ChatGPT, they choose. And when Google shifted from Google Business, My Business to Google Business Profiles, November 2021, and changed its number 1 and number 2 determinants of ranking from AdWord, keyword, to relevancy of search and specific geographic location, it was a game changer. I don't think anybody in the Christian community that can sit down and say they have the receipt to 500, over 500,000 businesses come across their desk. It's all theory, talking about entrepreneurship. What have you built? What do you know? I ain't talking about going to the colonizer, sucking and driving, begging to get a grant. Because what I've seen is that the government never funds anything long enough to be really effective. They talk about policy, but provide no pipeline. On this side of COVID, our daughters, high school, college, because of the inflated housing costs, lack of inventory, lack of safe work experiences, the most readily available method for them to perpetuate income was their hands on their knees. Bottle girl, OnlyFans, any of that buffoonery that objectifies them. And my female students, they know that their brains are the most powerful and particularly profitable God-given asset, not their boobs and a booty. So they launch brains over boobs to combat the over-sexualized culture and the social media pressure attempting to objectify them. They're calling all of the old folks in the paper directories and giving them the opportunity to update on the Kingdom Marketplace. Let me talk to you about that, because from 2015 to 2025, the United Nations Global Decade-Long Celebration of African Descent, what you ain't hear about it? Blame your pastor or your government official. Because the United Nations for a decade is celebrating folk with that magical melanin moving through their physical DNA. Everybody got to know. There were 3 principles of this decade. Principle 1 was recognition of what previous generations had done. Principles 2 was justice, fighting for the least of these. And principle 3 was development, building for future generations. Most black churches ain't told you nothing about it. But our daughters at Urban Success University, they came up with a deliverable. It's called the kingdommarketplace.com. It's the world's first AI-powered, generative engine optimized entrepreneurial ecosystem. World's first AI-powered Kingdom Business Referral Network. Literally, it provides you with AI smart matching. See, I told you business went from brick and mortar to click and order in November 21, and there's a requirement, because when Google goes from Google My Business to Google Business Profiles, then it demands a change, because the number 1 determinant of ranking went from AdWord, keyword, to relevancy of search and specific geographic location. Well, how does Google know if you're relevant to search? Your business description. It talks about who you are, what you do, how you do, what you do, the way you do it, where you cater or service to, so forth and so on. And without that, Google doesn't know that you're relevant. Well, fast forward the videotape, because it's not 21, it's 26. Let's back up to January 25. You remember seeing Donald Trump and Elon Musk in the White House? That's wave number 2, AI takeover. Okay? Then all the government systems shifted. Tons of people fired. Okay? All the big tech companies sucking and jiving. Okay? Did you miss July of 2025 when Donald Trump, fuck how you feel about him, that's the most powerful desk in the world. All right? And from it, he announced that AI is the center of our economy. What, your preacher and your politician, your Chamber of Commerce ain't told you nothing? Wow. Next thing you know, all the big tech companies back at the White House, then we went in the longest government shutdown in American history. They let you out just in time for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, biggest holiday shopping season of the year. Even if you ain't Christian, you're going to buy your kids some Christmas, or you're going to buy them some toys and say it's not a Christmas gift. You're going to get the baby some Christmas. And nobody told you anything. Now, the majority of our entrepreneurs are posting things on Facebook, posting things on Instagram, comment here so the algorithm show you some love. Get over it. We're out of SEO. We're into GEO, generative engine optimization. See, let me use this example. The message of the Messiah is the same, because God is the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. But the messaging has changed. Okay? And the same has happened in the entrepreneurial streets. Okay? See, from 21 to 24, you need to have a description. Some of you got a description. I'm a kingdom business that, well, the same way that our youth don't use the language our grandparents did, AI doesn't use human language. See, a human will read a kingdom business and will attempt to figure out what that means. AI doesn't. It needs clarity, conciseness, relevancy, all of those things. And if it doesn't see it, it skips you. And when it skips you quietly, you become invisible and nobody's told you. Listen, I don't have time to teach you. I'm giving you what you need to fix it. You know, you can't be God-given. So our students have come up with something called AI Smart Matching. You fill out a Google form, and the AI that we've developed takes the information from that form, takes your business description, and rewrites it into AI-powered language. Gives you a free page. A profile is an individual page. My old website is a long scrolling. It's over. It's antiquated. It's useless. Get somebody who's had 500,000 small businesses come across their desk in the past 2 years to tell you otherwise. 2006, Go Small Biz launched the most powerful tech toolbox in entrepreneurial history to date. That's my work. Now, I'm independent. Okay, what was it all about? You see what they did to Stormy? Do you know what Damon Coleman went through when he launched his napkin company? Do you know what Donald Bradley went through when he launched Planet Marketing? Do you know what David Imonitie went through in order to launch Envision? It ain't easy. So you got to wait for the right timing. And before you leave one company and launch another one, you got to talk to folk and let them know what's going on. This ain't a company, it's a ministry. If you don't upgrade and you only get the free version, then the AI Smart Matching description you got, listen to me as our founder. Copy and paste it everywhere. Your Google business profile, your Facebook, your Instagram, everywhere, because consistency is key. All right? If you upgrade, 100% of the proceeds are paid out to our daughters. All right? We're reinstituting selectpatronage.com. Let me get a principle. We're withdrawing our economic support from folks who get paid on the hood, don't reinvest in the hood, and don't give a frick about our hood. And we're redirecting it to folks in our hood who care about our hood and building our hood. W.E.B. Du Bois said nothing positive can ever take place in a community that fails to recirculate its dollar. It's impossible for us to recirculate our dollar in our community if we don't know the businesses in our community are. So the first thing we need is one place where everybody's registered. So everybody get registered. All right. And for free, I know what I'll say if it's free for me, upgrade, allow daughters to show off their sauce. Right now, pre-launch lifetime profiles, that won't be the price forever. Okay. And so this is our teen entrepreneurship program for our daughters, support our daughters. All right. Because my daughter's not on the pole. All right. They're demonstrating their digital brilliance. And y'all know nothing about tech. And if you like this little blog, wait till you see what you get in the membership section. Love y'all. Complete your profile.